The FX series Feud. Bette and Joan delved into the private life of Joan Crawford, revealing some of the cosmetic procedures she underwent. One episode depicts Crawford undergoing a dental procedure known as a buckle, which involves removing back teeth to achieve a sunken, hollow facial appearance. The authenticity of this portrayal is confirmed by the book that inspired the show. However, the procedure resulted in infected gums and a stretched-out mouth. Interestingly, Crawford found satisfaction in the fuller appearance of her upper lip post-procedure, and she began drawing in her bottom lip to match. She enhanced this effect with a makeup technique called the smear, which involved overdrawing her top lip and blending lipstick across the top line. This not only defined her cheekbones but also balanced out her large lips and eyes, creating her iconic look. Additionally, she had dental caps placed over two decaying front teeth early in her career. Crawford meticulously controlled her image, transitioning from a natural redhead to a well-known brunette. She concealed her freckles with makeup and experimented with eyebrow thickness and lower eyelining. It's reported that she rinsed her eyes with boric acid twice daily to maintain their brightness. Perhaps the most significant change was her name. Born Lucille Lesueur, she adopted the stage name Billy Casson during her vaudeville days, later reverting to her birth name. However, MGM studio head Louis B. Mayer found her name unappealing and initiated a renaming contest with a $1,000 prize. Despite Crawford's initial dislike for her new name, she eventually embraced it. Despite being a style icon in her youth, Crawford chose to retreat from public view for the last 3 years of her life after seeing unflattering photos of herself in 1974. She passed away from cancer in 1977. Leaving behind a legacy of beauty, talent, and resilience. Born Lucille Fay Lesueur to a lineage comprising French Huguenot, English, Dutch, and Irish heritage in San Antonio, Texas, Joan Crawford was the second child of Thomas E. Lesueur, a construction worker, and Annabelle Johnson, later known as Anna Casson. Crawford's mother likely gave birth to her and her older sister Daisy when she was under 20 years old. Thomas Lesueur left the family when Lucille was just 10 months old, eventually resettling in Abilene, Texas. In 1909, Anna married Henry J. Casson in Fort Worth, and they resided in Lawton, Oklahoma, where Casson managed the Ramsey Opera House. Growing up, Crawford, preferring the nickname Billy, enjoyed watching vaudeville acts at her stepfather's theater, unaware that Casson wasn't her biological father until her brother revealed the truth. Despite her early experiences, Crawford aspired to become a dancer from a young age. However, an injury sustained from a fall severely hindered her ability to pursue this dream for a significant period. The family relocated to Kansas City, Missouri, in 1917 due to Casson's legal troubles, and Crawford was enrolled in St. Agnes Academy. Following her parents' separation, she remained at the school as a work student, primarily engaged in household chores. Despite facing familial instability, Crawford managed to embark on a romantic relationship with a trumpet player named Ray Sterling, who encouraged her academically. In 1922, Crawford enrolled at Stevens College in Columbia, Missouri, but soon withdrew due to feeling unprepared for college. Her education was further disrupted by her family's tumultuous circumstances, limiting her schooling to primary levels. On June 3, 1929, Joan Crawford and Douglas Fairbanks Jr. eloped at St. Malachi's Roman Catholic Church, also known as the Actors Chapel, in Manhattan. Despite neither being Catholic, they chose the church for its proximity to Broadway theaters. Fairbanks Jr. was the son of Hollywood legends Douglas Fairbanks and Mary Pickford, and their marriage initially met resistance from Fairbanks Sr. and Pickford. It took 8 months before the couple was invited to Pickfair, the home of Fairbanks Sr. and Pickford. Over time, the relationship between Crawford and Fairbanks Sr. warmed, with Crawford affectionately referring to him as Uncle Doug, and he calling her Billy, her childhood nickname. However, during visits while the men played golf, Crawford was often left alone or with Pickford, who would retire to her quarters. In May 1933, Crawford divorced Fairbanks Jr., citing grievous mental cruelty due to his jealousy and arguments. In 1935, she married Frank Tone, a stage actor, and the couple hosted theatrical productions at their home. However, Tone's lack of interest in stardom and alleged abusive behavior led to their divorce in 1939. Crawford's third marriage was to actor Philip Terry in 1942, but they separated in 1945 and divorced in 1946. Her fourth and final marriage was to Alfred Steele, president of Pepsi-Cola, in 1955. Steele later became chairman of the board before his death in 1959, marking the end of Crawford's marital journey. In June 1940, Joan Crawford adopted her first child, a daughter, navigating California law by arranging the adoption through an agency in Las Vegas due to her single status. Originally named Joan, Crawford changed her daughter's name to Christina. Christina's birth mother was a 19-year-old unmarried girl who had relocated to Los Angeles with her family. After contracting with a baby broker, Crawford adopted the child. During her marriage to Philip Terry, Crawford and Terry adopted a son named Christopher. However, when Christopher's birth mother attempted to blackmail Crawford for money upon learning of his adoption by a celebrity, Crawford relinquished custody, leading to Christopher's return to his birth mother and eventual re-adoption. They later adopted another boy, renamed Christopher Crawford by Crawford after their divorce in 1946. Christopher passed away in 2006. In 1947, Crawford adopted fraternal twin daughters, Kathy and Cynthia Cindy, born prematurely and requiring hospital care. They were the only children adopted by Crawford from the Tennessee Children's Home Society, as their birth mother passed away shortly after their birth due to kidney failure, with their biological father abandoning them. Crawford's fourth husband, Alfred Steele, assumed a fatherly role to the children upon their marriage in 1955. Kathy described her mother as wise, warm, realistic, and caring. She attended various educational institutions and married Navy Petty Officer Jerome John Lalonde in 1968. They had 2 children before separating and divorcing in 1984. Cynthia married John Jordan and also had 2 children before their eventual divorce. In the 1990s, the twins reconnected with their biological family in Tennessee. Cynthia passed away in 2007, followed by Kathy's death from lung cancer in 2010.